All right, guys, so we are live again. It might take a little while for people to find us, but hopefully you can find us again. We had a bit of a technical issue. It told us the video was deleted for some reason. So yeah, hopefully you will find your way back to us.
Yeah, and even if you're not watching live, we know you guys will find us on the internet later on, hopefully.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So, well, a lot of you had sent in your correct answers for this slide here, which is saying what farmers going to. You'll need to buy sun cream or sunscreen or sunblock. Three words for the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, you would buy after sun or aloe vera gel. Number 3, cough syrup. Number 4, you would buy band-aids or plasters. Again, there's 2 different ways to say the same thing. If you're ill, generally, you would buy medicine. And number 6, for back pain and a headache, I would buy painkillers in that situation.
Yeah, painkillers, sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, guys, let's move on. Okay, Tiago, do you want to read some of these for us?
Yes, absolutely. So here we have some important questions that you will find when visiting a pharmacy. So let's just kind of discuss the meaning, make sure we all understand what they're asking. So the first question is, how many times per day do I need to take this medicine? Number 2, do I need to take the medicine before or after eating? 3, what are the side effects? 4, can I drive after taking this medicine? And 4, and then 5, can I take this with other medicine?
They're all very common questions or common issues as well in relation to medicine. Okay, these are really good real life examples. So, all right, let's start with the first one. What does it mean, guys? What does it times per day?
Yeah, so you might see per day, or another possibility is you might see also like a day. How many times or per day? Cool.
So some example answers might be 3 times or once or twice.
Okay? Yeah. Once every 12 hours, once every 8 hours, something like that.
Yeah.
Yes, and then number 2, that's also very important. It's good to ask if you don't know. Hopefully your doctor will tell you this. But some medicine, you need to make sure you take on a full stomach because it can be quite heavy, whereas some are more effective when you're on an empty stomach. So always check, and this is the question you can ask.
Number 3, this is important as well. So the side effects. What does this mean? So we use this phrase, side effects, in lots of contexts, not just in relation to medicine. Okay, but a side effect is like a consequence, an unintended consequence. Okay, it's the consequence of something, but it's not it's not deliberate. So what's an example? Tiago, can you think of an example?
Sure, of course. For instance, some medication, they might help with the symptom, but then it might, give you some skin problems. Your skin might break out, it might react, you might experience weight gain, you might have a headache. So these are all examples of side effects. So they are the unwanted effects, the collateral effects of the medication.
And a common one is it can make you tired. It can make you sleepy. So some medication, it will help you, but it makes you, we say drowsy.
Drowsy, yeah.
Which is not that common a word normally, but it makes you sleepy. Okay, and that's a good Example for number 4. Can I drive after taking this medicine? Right. So if you take a medicine that makes you drowsy, as that's one of the side effects, maybe you can't drive after taking it. You can't drive a car. Number 5.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
With other medicine. So you might be taking a particularly strong medication, or you're taking a medication that does not go well with another. So it's always good to check, especially if you take something regularly, that if you're introducing a new medication, that it won't have a bad effect with the other one.
Yep, exactly. Okay, guys, I'll move on, but let us know if you've got any questions about those slides. All right, here we have some common questions or statements that you might hear at the pharmacy. Now, you need to look at them and decide who is speaking. Does the pharmacist say this, or does the customer say it? So I'll go through and read them, and you guys let us know who says what. So firstly, can I see your prescription?
Yeah, that's a good word as well, the prescription. So for some medication, you are able to just buy it directly at the store or even at the supermarket without any kind of special permission. But some of them, for instance, like antibiotics come to mind. You really need a prescription from your doctor. So this is a document that your doctor signs that you will need in order to obtain that specific type of medication, especially stronger medication.
Exactly. And then number 2, only take this medicine after eating, which we've already spoken about. The next one, do I need to take the medicine before or after eating? Are you taking other medicine at the moment? Take this medicine before going to bed. What are the side effects? I recommend this syrup. I'm taking antibiotics. Okay. So you guys let us know who you think says what. Maybe just write the first few words of the question or statement for us.
Yeah, it's a pharmacist or the customer.
Yeah. Do you go to the pharmacist or the drugstore very often, Tiago?
Not really. I mean, for one, I do have a lot of medication at home already that over the years I had to buy one thing or the other. So I usually have what I need here. If I do, I also luckily I don't really get sick very often. And if I do, I can usually just also I feel better just like a couple days without any medication. Sometimes I will take some cough syrup if I have a particularly bad cough. But no, not too much. What about you?
No, I don't either. I'm quite healthy as well, so I very rarely go to the pharmacist. Sometimes I have to go because I have a baby, and so I have to go for my baby, but not for me. I don't really have a need to go. Something else, guys, you might find interesting is that pharmacies in Italy are actually quite different to in some, lots of English-speaking countries. So, I mean, in America in particular, Tiago, the drugstore is like a supermarket.
It's like a supermarket. You find, balloons, like party stuff, food, clothes, things for the house, decoration. So it's really, as you said, it's almost like a supermarket that is basically open even, during late hours.
Yeah, it's very different. Yeah. Whereas here in Italy, I feel like pharmacies are much smaller and more specialized, and they're not as open. When you walk in, there's only a small selection of things on display. You have to go to the counter and ask. But in America, in Australia, and in the UK, if you walk in, you can find so many things that you can sort of pick up yourself.
And another, I would say, like a cultural difference. I'm not sure what it's like in Australia, but in the US, people take a lot of medication. A lot of doctors tend to prescribe. Some people might even argue they over prescribe medication. It's not uncommon to see people picking up, bags of medication, once every 2 weeks. Whereas I notice here, it's definitely not that kind of culture. Even when I go to my doctor, it's very common that I will leave the doctor's office without needing to go to a pharmacy. Whereas in the States, it's almost like you expect that if you are going to the doctor, you should be leaving with the prescription in your hand.
That's interesting.
I watched a documentary once that talked also a little bit about the expectations, because obviously going to the doctor in the US is something that you pay for. And so it's almost like doctors, they feel pressured in a certain way to give you something so you feel like it's worth it, that you didn't go to the doctor just for them to tell you to take it easy and maybe, eat more healthy food, for instance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, guys, should we start showing who's
Yeah, I guess it should start showing.
says
Unfortunately, we
which?
lost a lot of people in
Yeah,
the
I think we did too.
yeah.
All right, guys. So yeah, obviously the pharmacist. Can I see your prescription? The
Yes.
pharmacist wants to see the customer's prescription.
Exactly. The second one I would also say is the pharmacist, because this person is giving you directions. So only take this after eating.
The next one is a question about the medicine, so it's the customer.
Exactly. And the fourth one, are you taking other medicine at the moment? So this is something the pharmacist would ask.
Okay. The next one is it's an imperative. Okay. Take this medicine before going to bed. It's an instruction. It's something that the pharmacist says.
That's right. And the next one would be something the customer would ask, which is, what are the side effects?
Then I recommend this syrup. Again, the pharmacist is the person who recommends things.
That's right. And then lastly, I'm taking antibiotics. That would be the customer who is giving information about their habits.
Okay, guys, let's go on. All right, here we have some scrambled sentences. So here are short conversations between the pharmacist and a patient. You need to put the words of the pharmacist's answer in the right order. So the first question, hello, I need to buy medicine.
Exactly. And then I would say, do you have a prescription?
Okay. Next one, can I drive after taking this medicine?
I would say, no, you cannot drive after taking this medicine.
Number 3, I took too much of this medicine. What can I do?
Call your doctor immediately.
Another imperative.
Yeah.
Can I drink alcohol with my antibiotics?
Never drink alcohol with medicine.
Yeah.
Okay, so another one you might find is immediately. You might also find the expression right away. So call your doctor right away. Call your doctor immediately.
Yep, absolutely. Okay, guys. Let's go on. All right. Oh, they're the answers. Okay, here we have a nice dialogue, a conversation with a pharmacist. The things need to be put in the correct order. So we've got, thank you for your help. How many times per day can I take it? Hello, I have a fever and I cough a lot. What can you recommend? No, the medicine can make you feel drowsy, so do not drive after taking it. 4 times per day, but if you take too much, call your doctor immediately. Can I drive after taking this medicine? And finally, you need some cough syrup. Now, there is that word that we spoke about before, drowsy, in number 4. Okay, so yes, sleepy. There's also fever. We haven't spoken about that yet, have we? Number 3.
No, we did talk about a thermometer, but we didn't talk about a fever. Yeah.
So a fever, obviously, it's it's a very high temperature. Very high temperature, and sometimes also you get the shakes. Yeah. So if you get the shakes or you shiver, is when you shake very very quickly like this. Sometimes you get that when you have fever. Are there any other words in there that maybe we should explain?
No, I think it's okay. We did say fever, cough. We did say immediately, right away. Cool.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, whoever's watching, either now or later on, if you can make a note, maybe write down the numbers in order. And we'll just leave it a few seconds and then we'll go on to check the answers. Okay. All right, guys. So yeah, number 1, hello. I guess that's a big takeaway. What can you recommend?
Exactly. And then the pharmacist at that point would say, you need some cough syrup because someone is coughing.
Right. And then we're going to a very important question to ask. How many times a day can I take it? Or how many times per day?
Exactly. And the pharmacist would say 4 times per day. But if you take too much, call your doctor immediately. Or call your doctor right away.
Right. Then we have probably another question from the customer. A good question to ask.
Great. Perfect, Christina. Welcome back. Can I drive after taking this medicine? Good. And what would be the answer to that?
Yeah, the answer is it's a no, because it makes you feel drowsy. All right, and then finally, you have a very polite customer here. Thank you for your help. Okay, great. Guys, well done. All right, and this is the conversation in total. So that's the end of the focus, guys. Well done. I hope some of you found us again after we dropped off halfway through. Sorry about that. We're not too sure what happened.
Yeah, and you can always look it on YouTube. So obviously we've put pharmacy 2 here, so you have to kind of look back and just find pharmacy for the first half of this video. If for some reason it did really get deleted and you cannot find it at all, I saw that in the past there were other teachers that also did this this focus activity. So you can also always go back and you can watch like other teachers doing it. At least you would get the like similar information. There might be a couple things here or there that are different, but the slides, the content is pretty much the same.
Yeah. And guys, just one thing before we go. During this period while the schools are closed, or the schools are closed physically, we have a Facebook group where you can write your questions about anything to do with English. They'll get sent to the teachers, and one of the teachers will reply to you. So if you have there's a question or some vocabulary you don't understand, let us know, and someone will get back to you. And the name of the group is SOS English. So if you guys look for that on Facebook, check it out, because it's a good resource for you during this period. It's another way for us all to keep in touch.
Absolutely, guys. And of course, by now you know about this, but we do have these webinars at every hour, starting at 10 a.m. all the way, 8 p.m. is our last one, so 10 a.m. until 9 p.m. And also Saturday mornings, I believe until 1 on Saturday?
Yes, it's until 1 p.m.
To 1 p.m. So more just in the morning for that day.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So if you'd like to keep, stay connected, we still have 2 more tonight. So you're welcome to join.
Yeah. Wonderful. Okay, guys, thanks so much. Thanks so much for your participation, and we'll see you next time.
Great. Thank you, guys. Have a nice evening and a nice weekend as well.
Bye, guys. Bye-bye.